he said something about me being a burden, having my mom having to take off work to take me to all these therapy sessions and go every day to these therapies and going to Prevail, and how like much of an effort it was they were trying to make to make me better, I guess. And I'm like, well, why don't you try going through this as well? Or why don't you said something, I can't remember. It might have been the words, well, you weren't raped. I said, well, you weren't raped. And he's like, neither were you. And I'm like, what? He's like, you weren't raped. I'm like, can you pardon me? And he's like, no, in the state of Indiana, you weren't raped. Rape does not exist for a man on a man. It's like sexual misconduct or something like that when a man like sexually assaults another man. It's not considered rape, and you shouldn't call it that. I'm like, okay. And so he was dead to me after that moment. And I didn't really make that decision until I came to college and I was away from him and saying, I don't want him to be part of my life. That affected me way more than I thought it would. I can't associate with him anymore. He tries and I can't, because that, not only did he make it sound like my experience was invalidated, but he also said my experience was different because I was a man or I was a boy. I was a and he saw that as me failing masculinity. And he had never told me that before, but now I know he thought it. And so, honestly, he was the only father figure that I ever had. Not that I thought I needed one, but when you have a man in your life who's trying to tell you how to be a man, when that person says you aren't a man, then you aren't. That's how I perceived my situation.